All right, we're live now, and here we are on Tenacious Mindset right here with Cory Lingelbach. Is that how you say it?
That's how we say it.
That's how we say it. So he is the man, the myth, the legend of the Utah Warriors Disabled Veterans Hockey Team. So, right?
Well, you would be the man, myth, legend. I would just be your runner-up.
You're the man, the myth, the legend now.
Today we're playing the game.
Yeah, so you are the man in charge, the man with the plan. So why don't you talk about what drew you to this organization or the team?
So when the Utah Warriors were getting started from the base unit, I saw an opportunity to get back into hockey, which obviously with my shop is one of those things that I knew that I enjoyed, and understanding that the camaraderie. I'm a firefighter, so we have that kind of personality, that mentality,
right.
Which is what are they, paramilitary is how they reference it. Which if they weren't military, it's not paramilitary. They're just a little softer. But yeah, and then getting back from the military standpoint and understanding who we are and seeing that within what a hockey organization is, and then understanding our military organization, and then being able to bring those together. And a lot of people have come back from overseas and or locally and have experiences that we really need to just be available to speak to.
Right.
And I could see what was going on from that perspective, and the opportunity that was being provided. So like I said, I stepped up. I saw that opportunity. I saw, okay, here's a way to give back. I'm going to retire, like I said. We were just talking about that. I'll retire. You're retired. A lot of people that are retired, you don't know how to transition. And if this is that one little thing that keeps our guys safe, if this is that one little outlet that allows them that whatever ability to call one of the 60 or 100 members that we have right now.
Yeah, I don't even know what it's up to.
I think we're at 69, 70, something like that. And that's just our local. That's not even the reach that we have. And from a Warrior standpoint, we are national and or international through USA Hockey. So when you look at how that was created, talk to that organization with you in USA Hockey, how the Warriors nationally were created, and then the reach that's kind of brought. I mean, there are states with multiple teams. There are states with one team. There are a couple states out there. I think there's 3 or 4 that don't have any teams.
Right.
But nonetheless, when we all get together in that map, I know our guys just got back from Texas and saw one of their posts like, "Hey, where you at?" And he's like, "I'm over here with the St. Louis guys. Come over here." And
that's good. That's what I like about it.
And that is, and the ability for us to do what we did, when we started going from Las Vegas. Every year was Las Vegas, and it was awesome. And then now we're going to Tennessee with that armed services. So that'll be the ability to have 2 going there. And now USA Hockey has our Disabled Warrior program. I believe we're going to Pittsburgh, hopefully because COVID will be over next week and not real anyhow.
So the Armed Services he's talking about is the Armed Services Hockey Tournament. And they put that on every year down in Las Vegas. And that's a rather good time.
That's a good time.
Win or lose. I remember the first year. We went? We lost every game.
I don't remember.
But I remember this distinctively, though. We would be down like 5-0 in the first period. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the game, we'd lose 6-5.
Yeah, I see where you're at.
How the hell's that happen?
And that's like any organization. We trying to get that ice time together, that togetherness, because Utah's a fairly large state. We all sit in that I-15 corridor,
right?
But people have jobs and families and all that, and then trying to get ice and schedule ice and pay for ice because it's not cheap. I know. No. We both know that the Utah Grizzlies have helped us out throughout the years tremendously, and that's just one of those ways that hopefully we can start. Now we're post everything, getting that scheduled ice time where our guys have the ability, or girls, because guys is going to be our universal term right now.
Right.
But yeah, just getting together, having a whatever, Gatorade, Pepsi, Coke, beer, shots.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I mean,
I just saw Phil the other night down at the Grizzly game.
DeMaio.
Yeah,
Oh wow, how's he
yeah,
doing?
haven't seen him. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna move up to Layton. I'm like, cool. Now you can play adult league and stop being fat because he's fat. Phil, lose some weight. Get out there on the treadmill.
Exactly. So I remember back in the days when the Utah Warriors was still young, we used to also get free ice
Yes,
from the Oval,
from the Oval,
the
right.
Olympic Oval. And I think the hardest thing about this group is because we're so spread out
Right.
along the I-15 highway is trying to get everyone centralized somewhere.
Right.
And what you've done since you took over the team, and I hope it really does once this COVID crap is officially squashed, I hope that all those rink times and stuff, I hope that we can really get that to work out, because that would be one, it'd be awesome because we'd be able to play more hockey.
Right.
But to get everyone together in different locations, it would even the playing field, because everyone's got to go here one week, there the next month, and it's just back and forth. And I think splitting that up like that would be good.
Right, right. And I know we were reaching out, obviously, to a couple of different rinks, north and south, and everything,
Right.
and trying to come to that conclusion of, okay, what's central, and whether it be the Maverick Center or the Oval or the U,
or even Accord.
Yeah, and Accord. Those are all relatively central, north, south, and I don't have a problem. I don't think there's anybody really. We might have a couple up in Logan that'll swing down, but there's not a lot further than North Ogden. So 30-minute drive down, get together, make it a routine situation. And again, whether it be once a month or twice a month, but we really got to get that commitment out there. That's our people need to commit themselves to
Right.
the organization.
Right.
And you know, those are the run-ins that any organization is going to have when you're growing and when you're existing. It's getting your people together. You know, you can't go on a Harley ride with one Harley and two kind of looks funny because it's like you're riding with your boyfriend. But nonetheless, if you have 20 dudes or 20 girls together, then it's a lot cooler. So playing on ice is the same way.
Yeah.
And it does cost money. Sometimes, the majority of times, it's not free anymore, obviously, because people got bills to pay. But if everybody's given 10, 20 bucks and we're all coming
Right.
out together and we're all subsidizing each other, then heck, you can go, Starbucks or wherever you foo-foo guys drink your coffee.
I don't drink coffee, period, so I don't know.
And they'll their wives will spend $6 on a Frappuccino. Well, you can tell her to stop spending money on Frappuccinos so you can come play hockey.
Just tell her to buy two less.
Yeah, two less.
Because I know back in the day we used to go, all right, we got ice at such and such. Everyone's got to pay $10
Right.
at the door.
Right, right.
And then we take that money and we give it to the rink.
Exactly.
Right then and there.
Right.
You know? And anything left over usually just went into the Warriors funds. If we had anything left over, which we rarely did, we usually ended up having to pitch in money.
Everybody had to come out of pocket a little bit, because even though it was, even on our free ice, I know a couple of times probably you bought ice. I know I bought ice through, and you're like,
Frank Barker's bought ice a few times
Frank
too,
has,
and had 6 people showed up. Yeah, that's really disheartening.
Like, I got free ice and nobody shows up, and you're like, come on.
It's like, if you don't want to participate in practicing or just coming and doing drills, or hey, just coming and hanging out with the boys.
Right, right.
That's what it's there for. It's not there for you to be an NHL player.
Oh no, there's no scouts in the stands. They're in Vegas drunk with us.
Yeah, right. There's no scouts in the stands. We're not going out for some Division I college team.
Right. Yeah,
it's rec hockey. It's it. It's fun.
Well, I think that other side and I don't think we're missing it, but the value that if you like hockey, maybe you don't want to skate, but you like to watch it. Maybe you don't want to skate. Maybe you don't like hockey, but you want to hang out with a bunch of dudes and drink some beer and just sit on the bench and chirp people. And for those who don't know what chirping is, it's basically like talking trash. But
me and Cory are pretty good.
Yeah. If you're going to talk trash, don't wear a face mask on your helmet. You got to go open or no cages.
Yeah, I remember there's a picture of us in that military game. I sent it to you before.
Yeah.
Where I think it was after someone scored or something, and you came up and just bumped me and looked me. I'm like, F you. But the picture looks pretty intense. It's a pretty cool picture. I like it.
Yeah,
Those are fun
I
times.
tend to be, well, I mean, that picture is funny because I'm a lot bigger than you are.
I know, guys. I look like I'm 5 feet tall. You look like you're 7 feet tall.
It does. I know, and that is, we got like, transitioning into, we got military night coming up. We got Guns and Hoses night coming up, both in May. We're hoping to get that tournament together, and that creates something. I mean, I know if we can do the tournament and we can get the first responders together, we can get us together. It's a very similar mindset.
Yeah.
And when you say that to people, you're like, what is the mindset of a firefighter and a cop and somebody who serves in the military voluntarily? That is a person that's willing to give themselves to their community. That's a person that can see a benefit in the time that they spend out there, and without appreciation, which is
Right.
really shitty. But not a lot of people even. I mean, nowadays, like, nobody likes cops. I'm like, well, then if you don't like the cops, let's come and cheer on the firefighters, and somebody's gonna punch me in the face. So, and it's okay. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But it gets the crowd going. It's what gets them roused up.
Exactly.
That's what life's all about.
That's what you're about on the ice.
Right. We get on the ice.
A lot of people can't stand playing on the same ice as you on the other team.
Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, that's obvious. But, I mean, I don't like it either, especially when you ride me into the boards and stuff. I mean, we play no-check hockey, but it's...
Rubbin's racing.
Yeah, Rubbin's racing, and I've been rubbed into the boards a few times by you. And one time it really pissed me off, and other times I was like, oh, well, that's Cory. Yeah. I guess I was just really wanting to get that puck, and you came up and just ran me in. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, you got to play with your head up, right?
Yeah, I had my back to you, and you just came along and just shoved me in the corner.
Yeah, I've calmed down a little bit. I try not to hurt people, but it does happen.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the 2 collarbones that I broke at the Guns and Hoses games. I'm sorry. I'll apologize for that. But you should be heavier.
Well, not everybody's got the gait that you got.
Well, he was talking a good game, but when he stopped in front of me, and then I realized he was about,
my size.
He was smaller than that, but he looked like he weighed about 250, and he felt like he weighed about 100, and it was unfortunate for him that I threw him 10 feet into the boards.
Ugh.
But I got a 2-minute penalty, so it all evened out.
Only 2 minutes.
Right, because it didn't look right. Yeah, no, I still remember that cat. I'm like, and then the next, year after that, he was a Navy kid. Plays really good hockey, but he just got a chirp on him, and I'm like, you're not big enough to chirp me. Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
But it's cool. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, chirping's part of the game, and I'll chirp anyone on the ice. My team, your team, the refs.
Everybody's getting
doesn't matter. I just chirp it just for fun. I don't chirp it to try to piss people off. And if I sense they're starting to get mad, I just kind of hold back a little because I'm not there to just like piss people off all the time.
No, but I think it comes naturally for some.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
like myself.
I was a drill sergeant for 3 years. I mean, I've always been a smart ass growing up. I guess I had to learn how to talk and chirp because my brother couldn't protect me as well as he needed to.
I got you.
Because usually when I got in a fight, it was like 2 or 3 people at a time.
Yeah.
And I get my ass kicked by 3 people. So.
Yeah, where's your brother at?
Yeah, right. But he was never. He was in high school. I was in junior high, so I never actually went to school with him at the same time.
I got you.
So he was off with his friends, and I was by myself.
I see.
So it is what it is.
Yeah, I always make sure that if you're gonna fight me, bring at least one friend.
Right, because I'm gonna tear your nose off your face.
Make it fun for me. Sometimes I invite 2 of them. I remember this one bar with my first wife. It was funny. We were these college kids bumped into me, and I was opened. I was like, yeah, go ahead, pass. And he's like, blah blah blah. And I said, okay, well, all 3 of us are going outside, and then nothing's gonna happen positive for you guys. But that was disrespectful.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
So what do you foresee with the Warriors now as it is today, and compared to how it was when we first started?
Well, I think the only thing that we could really do is refine who we are. Our organization is naturally growing. I mean, at least every 2 months we get 1 or 2 additional persons just reaching out. I know where I'm at up in the Ogden area, right next to the rink. I get a lot of personnel that are they have children that are playing up at Weber Ice. So
Mm-hmm.
they'll come over to the shop, and they'll see our jerseys hanging on the wall, and what is this? And okay, and it helps that I'm there to talk that, and I say, okay, this is who we are. Who are you? And if you're interested, or if you want to bring your kids to the games, or you want to expose them more, or you just want to come and hang out, because
Yeah.
obviously you like watching your kid play. Do you want to watch some adults play and have a beer and
Some old
just kinda,
beat up veterans.
just kind of get there, and then give them the opportunity to get out on the ice, which again, get some cardio, because nobody likes to run anymore. But yeah, get out there, get together, get out, and have a good time. And I think we've picked up a few. I know for a fact that I don't want to say we've saved some people, but there are some people in some dark places over the past, few months that I've come in contact with, and I only can hope that what I said, whether it be the fact that we exist and there's an opportunity there for them to come out and hang
Right.
out with like-minded individuals or whatever, but I know they're still with us. So yeah,
That's cool.
It's yeah, I guess it's that thing as you grow up, you kind of obviously the wiser, older kind of thing, but yeah.
So where's your where's your rink? Where's your shopping located compared to where Ogden Ice Sheet is?
Okay. So yeah, so the Hockey Stops is located just south of the ice rink itself. So basically we are about 500 feet, which is 2 parking lots.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right on 4600.
Oh, you got a good location.
Oh yeah, and I got a good deal on it too.
I remember Hockey Stops used to be in a trailer or something like that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I had it in a trailer for 6 years, just driving around.
6 years?
Trying to
It's
make
been
it
that
work.
long?
Yeah.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
I thought it was only like 2 or 3 years.
No, that's when I had the idea, and then I started it, and then I'm like, okay, we're gonna travel around, try to catch as many, and
Yep.
when you're still working a full-time job and all this
It's
other
tough,
stuff,
yeah.
it's tough to make everything work.
Definitely.
But yeah, we were able to, amid the COVID pandemic,
Ugh.
in September, I said, okay, we're doing this. I'm gonna throw it at the wall and see if it sticks.
Yeah,
And I feel like it's
will.
sticking.
it will, because you're up there in a good location.
That, and yeah, unfortunately, unfortunately, there's nothing else. There's no other opportunities. And if they're getting their skates sharpened at anywhere else, typically they have to come to me to get them fixed after that.
Yeah.
And it's not anybody's fault if we were gonna point fingers on they're a bad person, these kids don't pay
Yeah.
attention. It's not really about that. It's about you don't know what you don't know. I know when I was 16, I was working at the Penguins practice rink, cutting ice, cutting skates, and the stuff that I know now, I wouldn't have been able to accept that as a 16-year-old kid, because you didn't have that desire.
Right.
So to learn that, and then all the the intricacies like grinding and shaping and all that, and then understanding the anatomics of a body and how the body relates to your hips, your knees, your back. Do you have a medical condition? Is a foot larger than another foot? Do we have to make a blade height? We can talk for hours on all this cool stuff
Yeah.
that I do over there. So, and like yesterday, we had 2 gentlemen, brand new Bauer 3S Pros with the new, what is it, a 6, 9, 11, 13 profile. He goes, yeah, we tried to skate on this. 2 separate gentlemen said the same thing. It feels like this blade does not work for me. So we talked about who they were, what their style was, and we dialed them back into what would work for them, which is actually what they were used to, and then just refined that whole thing and spent a couple hours taking care of them. And it's and that's kind of what gets me off, but that's what gets me off. That's what makes me happy, to know that somebody's out there benefiting from something that I've done for them.
Exactly. Because I remember I used to skate. My first pair of skates since I've been in Utah was a pair of Reeboks, and they were like $150 skates, cheap. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. So I wanted new skates. I wanted something better. So I got the Easton Makos,
which are a great skate. And
the blade is obviously higher in the back, and that took me a little bit of time to get used to.
Right.
Especially stopping.
Yeah, the Makos.
My heel would just bounce off the ice. Yeah, I'm like, oh, I don't like this. And then it finally got used to it, and now I love it.
I got you. Yeah, so that's that natural pitch that they're talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some new blades here soon.
That's easy.
Probably after this season, if we ever play.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
So,
actually a lot of people are really liking those Makos, but when they stop making them, obviously now we have to talk about what is, and again, when your foot is it an anatomically foot? Do you have a slender foot, a fat foot, whatever? And then dialing it into the skate itself, and then saying, okay, this is your style of skating, this is your plus minus, and then we're just shaping that blade, and then instead of shimming, your heels or your toes or your insides or your outsides, we can start shaping that blade to actually contour to what the person that you are and or you want to be. So if you're ever having a problem, like you said, I got to get used to this. We don't have to get used to it. We can make it exactly what it was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I want.
Yeah.
Next time I get a blade and put new blades on these, that's what I want, is what it was.
Right.
Because right now they're getting smaller.
They're getting there, yeah.
The front's getting that little toe, and there's almost nothing there. So
I got you.
I'll need new blades soon, and I will definitely be going to you.
Nice.
Because I know you. I remember you used to bring them skate sharpeners down to the tournament.
Yeah.
Are you still working on that, or you got the big machine now?
So actually, I've got 2 Sparks machines, and then I got the big old Blade Master machine, and then I got 2 different types of contouring machines. So yeah,
you're going up there, man.
I bet probably got more than all of Utah combined.
It's good stuff.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
But I know, like we're going back to the Warriors side. What has the Warriors done for some other people? You were talking about Brian. And I know he's a Warrior with his podcast and everything, and he's making strides in helping with tell me it starts with an M. What's that? The dogs.
The Malinois Foundation.
That's a hard word for me.
Malinois. Yep.
I mean, but he's doing fundraisers. He's in there all the time. He's got people on constantly, and he's one of us.
Yeah.
And it's like, and maybe having the ability for us to be there, and then seeing each other succeed, like as we get out.
Right.
You get out of the military and you have that transitional period, or you're stuck, or, or your wife decides.
We can talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
Being stuck when you get out.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about there. I'll tell you about that in a minute, but we'll continue on.
Yeah. But you get in a rut, and like some things aren't working, or your wife leaves you because her boyfriend's cuter than you are, or whatever. But nonetheless, you put yourself back together, and then you move on.
You don't have a choice,
right? And your other choice is what?
Drink beer and live on the street in 3rd, 4th South.
I understand those guys party good, but nonetheless, I'd rather not.
They party all day long.
Yeah, I don't want to shit my pants.
Right? I don't want like 4 teeth missing daily.
Right.
Until I'm just on roots.
Yeah.
I used to work up at the Salt Lake Federal Building, and I would see homeless people up there all the time.
Yeah.
They'd be coming to the doors and knocking on the window and like feeling for the doorknob and trying to open it. They're like, "Open the door." I'm like, "You're at a window, buddy."
Yeah, I got you.
I mean, it sucks, but
it sucks, and it's those. So I tend to I tend to get caught up in that, and those who are wearing our veteran hats and what have you, or a jersey. You can kind of look at them and you can see a little bit of what's going on, and but then there's those who will wear that hat. And now that's my initial, you ask them something about Army history or Marine Corps history or something like that. And if they don't know it, I'm like, sorry, you're not who you say you are.
Yeah.
So
I had a guy, it was out by, what's that stinking mall up north? Not up in Ogden, but just north, just south of Salt Lake. Anyway, it's right where 215 is and I-15 join across each other. But you get off the exit there and you can go up State Street.
Yeah, I know where you're at.
It's up by Total Hockey.
Yep.
And there was a guy there wearing a 101st Airborne hat. I'm like, "Hey, man, were you Rocket Sons?" He's like, Yeah, I was stationed out of Fort Bragg, Kentucky. I'm like, first of all, Fort Bragg's not in Kentucky.
Yeah, like, are you
Second
drunk?
of all, Fort Bragg doesn't have 101st at it.
Right.
Yes. Someone else, but it doesn't have 101st. Anyway, I was like, that's funny because the last I knew, 101st was out of Fort Campbell, Kentucky. He goes, no, you're wrong. I'm like, you're right, man. Have a nice day. I just drove off.
Right.
Because I was in 101st for a little while. But yeah.
Yeah, I got you. No, I've come across, we had some, me and one of my other Marines, we were doing my handyman business a couple years back, and we pull out of Lowe's, and there's this cat standing there, and he's all Marine Corps out, and we looked at him, and we, asked him questions like that, and just go history, and he goes, they were wrong answers. He goes, well, I was actually in the Army, and I'm like, then why? Hold on.
Then why are you wearing Marine stuff?
Let me explain this to you now. I said, and he was only, I would say, mid-20s-ish. And, and I understand things happen, but I was probably a dick. And I said, you know what? You're a man. I said, you need to put your life together. And I gave him my number, and I said, if you want help putting your life together, you call me. But if I fucking catch you back here outside of Lowe's, I'm going to kick your ass for impersonating people.
Right.
And I drove away, and he never showed up.
And he never called.
Because that's my Lowe's. I always go there.
Yeah, he called you either.
He didn't
probably.
call. No, he didn't call. But it's just it's disappointing.
It is. It sucks.
Yeah.
It's like craziness. Like I hear guys, because they hear stories, they hear people talking, and they take bits and pieces of everybody's story and they make it their own.
Right.
Even though they've not served a day in the military.
Right.
And I know locker room talk amongst the Utah Warriors is like all the teams from your high school all in one locker room just talking smack to each other, and it's a fun time.
Yes,
because we bust on the Air Force, we bust on the Marines, the Army,
we got a Coastie,
the Navy, and then everybody jumps on the one Coast Guard. Well, but she's a good sport about it because she feeds it right back. She's a good person, man.
Well, I found out, and I didn't know anything about what Coast Guards were, but I've met a few Coast Guards since meeting Rachel, and come to find out, they actually have to be smart to be in that.
Yeah, that's
where we don't necessarily have to be smart to be who we are. I was like,
well, that's if you're in the infantry, in the Army or the Marines, you don't have to be 100% smart.
Yeah, you just target. But no, I was like, everyone I talked to, they're like, yeah, we had to have degrees before we went in. I go, why would you do that to yourself?
Right.
Like, isn't that the whole idea?
Exactly. So yeah, the Coast Guards are. I mean, everybody's seen the YouTube video of the Coast Guard dude jumping on the sub, and banging on the hatch. That should be a recruitment video right there. I'll bet it already is.
It probably is.
This could be you, son.
Bang.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not jumping on a.
But
on a
it's cool. I like how the new jerseys that we got have also the Space Force logo on it, don't they? Didn't he put a Space Force logo on it?
Actually, I have no idea.
I thought I saw.
I know there was a conversation about it. It might be the newest batch.
I don't know. I can't remember, to be honest. I know all 5 of the original branches are on there.
That's right.
And I like that we kept that from the old jersey to this jersey. Mm-hmm. That's really cool. I really do think this jersey is just really clean looking. It looks really professional.
Well, it's put together right. Yeah, without a doubt.
And it is what it is. We move on. We had, this is our 3rd jersey now?
Correct.
3rd. Yeah.
In a number of years.
Took us 3 tries to get it right.
Well, the red one was, I didn't have a problem with the red one. That Wasatch Warrior one that we first started out with, that was our first, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, this is all right, because it's Wasatch, but it wasn't Utah. And it was hard because
nobody knew who the hell
knows what Wasatch is.
And that's why we changed it to Utah.
So that had to move.
And then it became a camouflage one.
The camos are fantastic. But, when we were getting to that next level, trying to really get the Utah Grizzlies.
Get a pristine look,
right? But get the Utah Grizzlies to actually be able to kind of show a correlation where they are actually supporting us, because they do give a lot to us.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know that.
Right, and they don't know it, but even in what is being given, they don't understand it. Like, they don't own if we're going to do math right now, the Utah Grizzlies do not own the Maverick Center. The Maverick Center is owned by some other really rich person. Right. So the Grizzlies, every time they give
Maverick,
every time they give us anything, let's say they give us ice, they have to pay for that ice. They don't get it for free.
Right.
And I'm like, well, shit. When I heard that, and in the conversation I was having, I was like, well, shit. Now we got to really figure out a way to make people understand that this isn't free. They're paying somebody for us to be out there for free. So that, and again, that goes back to why I brought together the Utah Guns and Hoses charity event and the Utah Warriors, so that we can all benefit from that ice that is being given to the organizations for free.
Exactly.
And then when the events do happen, all they ask is that, you sell your tickets and you get as many people to come out there and show the support. and they're showing support not for. They're not there to watch the Grizzly game. Let's be honest. I mean, it's good. Usually they get into a little scuffle.
Yeah, once in a while.
But they're there to show the support for the members who have served.
Yeah.
And a lot. I'm just there on Saturday, and a woman out of nowhere brings her grandkids over, and she goes, their dad's a Marine, their uncle's in the Army, you know, and goes, and one was in the Air Force, and et cetera, et cetera. And then she goes, and do you have a way for me to donate, because I don't have cash? And I just handed her one of our things, and she had a PayPal account.
You still got the card?
Yeah, we still have the cards.
Because I got another box of them still. I'll give them to you before you leave.
Yeah, and we got new paperwork done, which I couldn't find that. I know Dawn and those guys had it before, but the box, you know,
the donation boxes or something.
Well, we have the donation box, but we had new imagery. So
right.
with the new
logo,
and then the new Venmo scans and PayPal scans and everything.
Okay.
So, and then our mission statement. But all that's available. Like if there's somebody watching this video and they're like, how do I help these guys? Or what are they really? And are they 100% legit? Yes. Well, 5013C, we pay everything like we're supposed to. Our money is accounted for 100%, right. Exactly where it goes.
Yeah. And if you want to see it, we'll send you this information.
Right. I'll send you the corporate
before
biography.
You donate.
Yeah, everything. And I mean, what we did was our budget, our yearly budget. We don't have a yearly budget. What we have is a projection of if we had $20,000, we would be able to do X, Y, and Z. But if we don't have it, then we just scrape by. And I know
we pretty much come out of pocket for everything.
For
if we don't have the budget there.
And again, you know, it becomes tax deductible for each one of our members. And any donation that you make is tax deductible. We'll give you receipts on the spot, send them to you, all that cool stuff.
Yeah.
And I would, you know, coming down, I'm listening to 105.9, which is talk radio. Yeah. And Lingelbach, and it's
amazing as you get older, you listen to more talk radio, isn't it?
Because you don't want to numb. I mean, what I've learned is I like music to numb my voice, numb the mind when I'm like working out. Mm-hmm. I'm just like straight electronic, deep bass, and all the kids want to listen to some whatever those other kids are. But as I'm driving, I like to be educated in something. So yeah, and I think that's just part of that, starting to understand who you are as a person. You know, you want to get the education.
Yeah,
I listen to Fox News. I don't like CNN. And when I try to watch CNN to get the other side of the story, I get mad.
You get rattled a little bit, yeah.
Because it's like, and again, we all like-minded people, which again goes back to why you should come and play hockey with us, because we are like-minded people. And if you're ever having a bad day and you need to punch somebody in the face, you come punch me in the face, and it's cool. You just buy me a beer.
Or hey, guess what? If you just want to be around us when we're playing or something,
come sit on the bench.
Come run the penalty box for us.
There's a good place to find me.
You know, you have a great conversation with Cory. I thought about doing
all the midget strippers.
I thought about doing. Well, I talked to Brian about this too, and we thought about trying to get together, and when we go to Vegas, doing podcasts in the penalty box.
I could see that working.
Like a 2 or 3 minute. Well,
yeah.
I don't know how long the penalties are down there. A minute and a half, 2 minutes.
If it's a running clock, it's 3. If it's a stop clock, it's 2.
Okay.
But
either way, just hey, blah blah blah. Where you from? Where'd you come from? Whatever team, and just jump into whatever penalty box. And because I got this little digital recorder, I can come with that mic and just record what they're saying.
Yeah.
Just put it all together.
Snap it all together.
Yeah.
That would be bad.
That'd be cool. And then just like we could show up like a mobile camera,
right,
or whatever we want. Maybe you record it right on your phone if you want to.
And he's like, hold on, I'm not done. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, right.
Go out, drop the gloves. You get.
Or just go down on the bench and just start talking to someone like the coach, if they got a coach, or during in between periods or something.
Or they got Don sitting in the back.
Yeah, screaming in your ear,
getting all chirpy.
Yeah. Don's a good guy, man. He's definitely a well-known person in this area.
In multiple states, he's reached out to me, and we've sent a few things out of state, big orders. And and his organization was helping these guys up in Montana. Like he was like one of the originals of USA Hockey. Just this cat, and he's like, I
remember when he stepped down.
Send him all this stuff up there, up to Montana, because he's starting this pond league for these kids, and they just need some youth stuff. And I was like, man,
he gets so much gear. He got his little garage or shed or whatever.
Well, he's got a Connex box now, in addition to the garage and the shed.
Jeez. Yeah. He's always getting stuff donated to him, and he'll just give it to you. If
Right.
you won't give it to us.
Well, for a donation, I'm sure. But
I'm
nonetheless.
sure. But kid comes up, it's like, hey man, I really need some goalie gear. Well, I can't get rid of this damn shit.
Right.
Yeah, so he'll help people out a lot.
I don't know enough about Don's family. I've met some of his kids and grandkids, but I would wonder, if I have what it takes to do what he does, and I don't know if I do.
I don't know either.
There's so much that he does for the people, and we were talking about that, and I think it ties into some of the things that we had recently, like yesterday. When you're running a charity, when you're a part of a charity, when you're doing organizational stuff for other people, you can become overwhelmed. You put yourself out there and you're not seeing a benefit, or you're not getting appreciated. That's exactly the same reason you signed up for the military. You signed up for you.
Right.
And what you give to these people is what makes you happy. It's not what they give back to you. Like if you hand somebody a hamburger on the street, they'll be like, yeah, thanks. But if you hand them $100, they'll be like, hey, thanks. And you're like, the first thanks was okay, but the second $100 thanks was really cool.
Yeah.
Because you get a lot for $100, because $20 is $20.
But when I look at it is, what are you going to buy with that $100?
Right.
That's why I don't give money out.
No, it was just figurative. Yeah, it's not.
I totally hear you.
Yeah, it's not the money. It's not the product, and it's about
the level of appreciation.
It's not even about the level of appreciation that you get. It's about you doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're leading with your heart. Yeah, and I just had one of my fire chiefs retire, and that cat led with his heart since I met him in 2002.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the service. He's still in the service right now. Got commissioned at 45. Yeah, I'm like, are you crazy? But the dude just awesome, and like leads with his heart. And every time he's doing something, he's doing it for the right reason. He's doing it for him. So at no point in time, and anytime I saw him, I'm like, at any point in time, I'm going to take a bullet for you. So just make sure your family's safe.
Yeah,
you're
definitely.
coming back, and I'll take that one. And it's like one of those weird things that not many people that aren't us would be able to say to somebody and know that truly in their heart that they will do that for that person.
And they mean it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I totally hear you.
And man. I think that's exactly what a charity is. That is exactly what we're doing with the Warriors. At any point in time, like, we'll tell another story.
That's what we're here for.
I'm driving to Montana, 7th of February, Super Bowl Sunday, which is my normal. I'm going to reserve duty. It is -50 on the way.
I remember this.
Yeah, this was.
I remember you texting about it.
Oh, so mad. Blow a tire just short of one of the cities. Get out, like, okay. Can't. Everything's frozen. I can't get my spare tire down. I can't do anything. I limp to the highway, the off ramp, about 5 or 10 miles, which wasn't terrible. And I make a call to a gentleman who had served in the Army, works as a firefighter at the VA up there. I said, hey man, I'm in a shit. Everything's frozen. The air compressors were frozen. Couldn't do anything. I said, I need some help. He goes, well, tomorrow Big O should open at about 9 o'clock. And I go, yeah, but I got to be on duty at 7:30 in the morning. He's like, yeah, I can't help you. I didn't want to get into it with him,
right?
But I'm like, man. So I limped over to the fire department for Helena. And if those guys ever listen, I owe them. Pulled in. I said, knocked on the door. I'm out there freezing my ass off. I said, I need some air. I put in, some of that sealant shit, put air in the tire.
Right.
And they're like, we don't have a way to get, couldn't heat up the car enough to get the tire down. And I said, all right. I said, I got this. It's holding. And I take off and I make it to Great Falls and I go on duty on time, no problem.
Damn.
And I'm thinking to myself, which I texted everybody, and I let those kids up in Montana know. Again, these are 18 to 24-year-old on their first term up there. And I said, if you're ever in Utah, let alone in my area, and you have an issue with anything, I said, you will stop your car and call me. I said, I will stop everything I'm doing to find a way to make sure you're taken care of.
Exactly.
And that's always who I've been. which is unfortunate to not realize who I was when I was not.
When you were younger.
Yeah, you're doing the right thing for the right reasons, but then you're still got full of testosterone and all that assholeness and stuff. So you got to even all that out, but then you have to do like some deep reflection, and it takes life moments to actually have
it does.
happen. And you're sitting there and it's -50, which is cold as. Yeah. Like
it is cold. Period.
I was blinking, and in between blinks, I could feel ice forming on my eyeballs.
Yeah.
So I had to blink faster.
That's what I grew up in.
Fuck that. No. What?
I grew up in Chicago.
Yeah.
You know?
No wonder you moved to Utah.
I'm not telling you. Yeah, I tell everyone I know back home that talks to me, how do you like Utah? I was like, well, I tell you what, the winters are mild.
Right.
Yeah, you get snow dumps in the mountains, but it all melts and comes down in the lakes in the spring. But you get snow here, but it goes away after a couple days. Unless you get a really big snow in the valley, then it'll stay around.
Once a year, maybe, that's worth a shit. But I mean, being from Pittsburgh, it was sleet.
Yeah, that's how it was in Chicago too. That lake effect snow.
Yeah, lake effect. But we were getting it off of Lake Erie, but we never got that deep -50 kind of weather. That's something that after you experience that,
that's Montana, Minnesota, all that South Dakota, North Dakota.
If there's a God, I'm not sure what he's thinking about when he creates these weather patterns, because
I think that's Mother Nature, man.
That's not nice for anything. Yeah, so you and Mother Nature need to start talking to each other.
It's like, that's cold, bitch.
It is so bad.
Yeah, definitely. I hear you, dude. That weather's I've been out in Germany in the field on a dismounted Hohensfeld is where you do all your maneuvers, and we did a dismount at Hohensfeld one year in January in Germany.
Okay.
I woke up with about 2 feet of snow on my sleeping bag, sleeping on a big, huge tree that had fallen.
Okay.
I mean, you could have rolled over. It was probably from this wall to about here wide. That's how big this tree was.
So the tree's the size of a queen bed.
So I was serious. I was laying on it, and I woke up, and I remember there was like that much snow on my chest.
Okay.
I'm like, well, I was warm last night. Now I got to get out of this son of a bitch.
Right.
That was that old down sleeping bag. It wasn't the new kind of stuff we get now. And that thing was soaking wet.
Right.
We were rucking. So that's another 20, 30 pounds extra.
Easily, right.
Oh, it sucked so bad. It's like miserable.
Well, you had good sleep, though.
But you look back on it now, and it's like, that was awesome.
Right.
Why was it awesome?
Well, you made it through.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, I was talking to someone else on the podcast here, and they were asking, why is it that people look back at their deployments and they laugh at stuff that was like near-death experience?
What else are you going to do?
I'm like,
you survived.
Well, you laugh because it's like, shit.
You shouldn't be here right now.
Well, yeah, it's like, I should have died like 10 times over there.
Right.
But it was so close. It's like a freaking inch this way or that way, and I'm dead.
Right.
But damn, I made it through. It's like, shit.
Yeah, I got you.
So what made you want to join you joined the Marines first, right? What made you want to join the military initially, and then why did you choose the Marines?
Well, the honest reason is easy. I graduated high school, and when I graduated high school, I graduated with an associate's degree, which I think everybody does now.
These days, yeah.
Yeah. So it was a big deal back then. So I was pretty sure I was hot shit. And then, kind of went through life a little bit and started into my 4-year college. And what I had identified, though I played hockey, I worked at a hockey rink. I was working. My dad owns a construction company.
And this is in Pittsburgh?
This is in Pittsburgh. So we got construction. Basically, I'm a workaholic by birth, I guess.
Right.
Because historically, my family's farmers. So it's always that work ethic. So when I hit college, I had not drank beforehand, really, until that summer before. So I was learning how to drink.
It's kind of how I was.
And then I didn't know, I knew what drugs were, but I didn't participate.
Me neither.
So I was like, okay. So I learned how to drink, and then I learned how drugs worked. And then I was a womanizer, as a person, and that was not cool in hindsight. But sorry to all the ladies out there.
I think
everybody's trying
young
to do
man
their
goes through that.
Yeah, I mean, and I got stepkids that don't. They're not that personality, which is weird for me because I thought everybody was like me, but they're not, nonetheless.
No.
So go to college, and what I realized in hindsight was, and I told my dad, so I can say this out loud, I was like, so I went to class about 5 times. And there was this really cute girl, and I'm not sure what we were smoking, but I don't remember what happened. So I went to my finals, and when I sat down to take the finals, when I started to fill in the bubbles fell off the page and rolled to the front of the room. So I turned in a blank paper, and I was like, the bubbles fell off the page and rolled to the front of the room, and I'm done, I guess, because
Wow.
sorry. And I left, and then college was over, and I went home, and I lied. I told my dad, and then I was like, yeah, I fucked up. Sorry for wasting your money.
Right.
Because he paid cash, because he has a lot of money. Thanks, Dad. I know, I paid him back already.
It's all good. It's a rough time though.
Yeah, but and at that point, so he gets the the college transcript, and he looks at me, and he goes, "All right, so I own your ass now." He goes, "You'll work for me until you die." And I was like, "Well, I'm going to the gym," and
He's like, no, you're not. You're gonna throw hay for a day.
well, we were roofing the next day, but that
hot.
roofing's fun for me. The gym was one of those things that I was into. So I'm on my way to the gym, and I'm like, my thought process was I wanted to take over the family business. I think that was kind of everybody's thought process. Any dad who has a business, like I have this hockey shop, and I want my son who plays hockey to want to take it over for the right reasons.
Yeah, one day.
And but he's doing his life right now, and I can see how what he does is exactly what I did. You can see it, but you didn't want to see it.
Oh yeah,
you want to do the right thing, but you also want to rebel. So yeah, but on the way, I driving across the bridge in Trentham, and all of a sudden there's this, never seen it before, same route every time, big Marine emblem in the sky. It's like
the bat
in a strip mall, and right along the road, and I'm like, that's what I need to do. Like, I knew I had fucked up.
Yeah,
100%.
It was a calling.
It was a great year, but I was wrong for doing it as such. And I saw that sign, and I knew. So one of my buddies, he just retired from the Air Force as a lieutenant colonel, I believe it was. His brother was in the Marine Corps. His dad was retired Marine. My girlfriend at the time, which ended up being my wife for the first time, her brother was in the Corps. Friends were in the Corps. That thing was shining. On my way to the gym, pulled in, and it was like 7 o'clock at night, and for some reason recruiters aren't supposed to be there. I knocked on the door, and the dude flings this door open.
What do you want?
And I'm a big guy, and he's like, "Who the fuck are you?" I was like, "Cory Lingelbach."
Yeah.
He goes, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "I fucked up." He goes, "Well, what are you doing here?" I go, "I think I need to be a Marine." He goes, "Why the fuck would you want to do that?" And I'm like, "Because I want to kill people." He's like, "Good enough.
Come on in."
Come on in.
Yep.
And he's like, and he goes, "Do you want to watch the video?" I go, "No. When can I leave?" And so,
when can I leave for boot camp?
So we fucking started signing papers right there. Boom, boom, boom. I'm like, I know I fucked up. I'm doing this. He goes, no. He goes, "Hold on. I got to meet with your parents." I'm like, I'm 19 years old.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm fine. I was legal. I can do whatever I want. He's like, no. He's like, "Let me go talk to your parents." So we meet with them like a week later. So I go home. I hit the gym hard that day. I go home. I go, "Dad, join the Marine Corps." He goes, like, "Fuck you are." And I'm like, because my parents had never been military.
Right.
One cousin that I'm aware of that was military anything. So yeah. So he's like, "No, you're not. No, that ain't going to work for me. You got to run the business. You got to do this." And then he started offering me things. He goes, "I'm going to buy you a house. I'll buy you a car." He goes, and all these things. And I go, "Wait a minute. If he's offering me all this shit, that thing must be really fucking cool." And I'm like, "No, I'm going to go." And I knew it wasn't for anything but to get myself better.
Right.
Because at no point in, if you stay where you're at with the same people, you're going to be the same person.
Exactly.
If you're a drug addict and you go to rehab and then you go hang out with your drug addict friends, you're going to be a drug addict.
You're going right back, yeah.
And my little brother was doing that. And that was also another reason I was like, I can't be part of this life that he's leading.
I don't want to be in that environment, yeah.
Right. And yeah, so with all that, I signed up. I gave him 3 months because we had to finish the roofing season. He goes, in September you can go. Boom.
Wow.
We left, and then I unfortunately got stationed in Hawaii. Sorry, America.
Yeah, out there in Oahu.
And then I was unfortunately part of the base volleyball team, and I was on part of, I was on, like, my military side is awesome.
Yeah.
I do all kinds of cool shit. Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of how when I was a kid, young kid, we used to play Army.
Yeah,
I always wanted to be John Wayne. I always wanted to be in the military. And my mom, I guess she kind of thought it was cute at one time until I started getting closer to 18.
Mm-hmm.
And then our heads butted.
Really?
Me and my parents. I was an ass. Anyway, we didn't clash, and I moved out. And I said, she goes, you need to go to the military. I was like, I'm going to the military. I just want one more summer with my friends. That's it, And so I joined when I was 19. And I joined because I knew that if I didn't, I was going to be in a bad way because I was just going down the wrong road.
Yeah, and luckily you saw it.
I knew all through high school I was going down the wrong road.
I gotcha.
I was a derelict, man. I was an asshole to my parents. I lied a lot. I lied just because I didn't want to tell the truth, just because I wanted to see how much I could lie. It's like, I got to stop this right now, because if I don't stop, I'm going to jail.
Right.
I'm going to end up somewhere bad that I don't want to be. So the Army was always there in my head. It was always right here on my shoulder saying, go, 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 when you get old enough.
Yeah.
So I joined, and 22 years, 30 years later,
right.
Here I am.
and that's weird for me. So I know, and so I went back to college because I still had friends up there, and I was dressed all in my blues, and yeah, it's a panty dropper. Sorry.
Oh, no, it is.
But I walked up, and my roommate from the year before happened to be walking by, and he goes, "Holy shit!" Because you lose a little weight, and you're yoked out in addition, and he's like, "Man, we had talked," and he and I actually had talked, and he goes, "You said you would never join the military," and I go, "I remember that conversation. Yeah. I still remember it. That was, however, 25 years ago, we were, just he's on his bed, I'm on my bed. We're just like, man, what's going on with life?" And I was like, he goes, "I just can't have I couldn't have somebody own me. And I couldn't be able to have them tell me what to do all the time." And I was like, yeah, right. That's fucking bullshit. I'm like, you're right.
I even said that before I joined.
And
fuck that.
And I had never in my life, and even until that, honestly, like, I had no intentions of ever being in the military. My complete intentions were take over the business, roof fucking houses, and build them. That was my life. That's where I thought I was going. I tried to do like travel and tourism and shit, but that wasn't who I was. Like, I am who I am. Yeah. And I'm like,
kind of like me in sales.
Just smashing heads and shit. Yeah. Like, I'd rather just get, you want to go, like, I fought for a while, all that other cool stuff. But yeah, but I was I wasn't anti-military, but I was like, they didn't exist in my world.
Right.
Until that one moment when that light shined on.
Yeah, they weren't an option.
Boom, done. And you could just see it. And I don't regret anything.
No.
I do. Well, I do. I regret getting out. I regret leaving the Marine Corps.
Do you? I kind of figured that. I was going to ask you that so many times, because you hold most Marines do, but you hold it higher in your life than most Marines. And you could tell that you are so proud of that service. Yeah, it comes out of you. So,
well, we all know, like, boot camp's all about history, I think. So I got this one kid, he's going into OCS, smart as hell. He's got fucking degrees out of his butt, and he's like, "I want to go be a Marine officer." I'm like, "Okay." He goes, "How do you learn all that history?" And
it's fucking shoved into
your brain. I was like,
brain.
You don't have a choice.
Yeah.
And I know boot camp's changed a little bit, but I'm like, you sit there from blank to blank, and they're just feeding it to you, and you're diddying it, and
daily,
you're running it, and it's in your dreams. And I said, it becomes who you are.
Yeah.
And it's like, Oh, that's weird.
That's
Like,
how they pass on the traditions and everything.
oh yeah, I can remember like that haze that you drank the Kool-Aid,
Yeah.
and they can see it in your eyes, and I was like, oh shit, I drank the Kool-Aid.
I'm a Marine.
And it was there. Yeah.
I don't know that because I wasn't a Marine. And the Army doesn't push that history like the Marine Corps does.
Oh, okay.
They do, but they don't ingrain it into your blood.
I see where you're at. Well, that's one of those other things which is kind of unique. Like, why did you become a Marine? Not knowing why. Like, when you joined the Army, you became a soldier. When you joined the Air Force, you become an airman. When you join the, when you all that cool stuff. But when you join the Marine Corps, you become a Marine. So you become what you wanted to be. So
right.
So that, and I don't know who the fuck came up with this idea. Which I believe it was the Navy, because they are a department of the Navy. That was fantastic. And again, you're going back into the 1775 when the Marine Corps was born, which right before that, everybody who was a merchant Marine was part of the Navy guarding their ships. Yeah, and then you're at Ton Tavern in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Is it November 10th?
Yep.
1775.
And that coincidentally leads into this fucking little thing.
Yeah.
So November 10th, I'm going through a divorce because my wife's, it's a long process.
Right.
And I'm like, I need a side job. And I'm wearing Marine Corps colors. I wasn't dressed very pretty. And I was trying to get this job at Sears just so I could get some extra money to pay off this divorce attorney, blah, blah, blah. And I walked through the door, and I ain't shit. So if you're just wearing Marine Corps red and gold, you look like you work at fucking McDonald's. If that's all you're wearing, it doesn't. I
never heard
else.
It put that way, but yeah.
Like I can. And I walk through this door at Sears, and I look to my left, and there's this chick standing there. And I look, and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm gonna marry her. Coincidentally, she felt the same way.
Was Lena?
Yeah. So
cool. I never knew that story.
So I ended up marrying her. Yeah. And it's like, and she always like, it wasn't November 10th. I'm like, that's the only fucking reason I would dress like that.
Right.
I was dressed in my colors, and I just, just because that's who I am. And she's like, and it was literally like I looked over and she looked at me.
It's kind of like that Marine sign.
It was that stupid love at first sight. Like,
yeah.
And I avoided her like the plague because I was like, nope.
I know the feeling.
I'm like, I can't do that. Like, I
can't do this again.
Well, I'm like, I'm going through this divorce right now. I got 2 kids, and I didn't even ask her. I'm like, somehow she fucking snuck 4 kids into my house after we got married. But I wasn't aware. Like, I was not, that wasn't even part of like who we were. Like, we were there, we worked together. I stayed away from her, so I didn't try to disengage. Yeah. And then we just became friends, and then she found out she was going through a divorce. Wow. And then we were just feeding off each other. Like, and it wasn't like, I didn't marry her because she was attractive. I married her because of her work ethic.
Right.
And like, we were emptying this trailers at Sears. So all the big equipment and shit, boxes upon boxes. She was the only person that could hang with me. And she's working her ass off.
Yeah, she's a good woman, man.
Yeah. I mean, she's from Mexico.
You picked a winner.
Really good.
You picked a winner for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna keep her. I just changed the tires on her, so we're good.
Definitely, dude. I know exactly what you're thinking. And there was a guy. I do armed security, and there was a guy that we kind of contracted by FPS. Mm-hmm. That's the Federal Protective Service Police or whatever.
Gotcha.
Basically, federal security guards with an attitude. One of them was a Marine, and his name is Doug Neibauer. I don't know if you know him or not. Probably not. But
does he play hockey?
No, hell no.
I don't know.
He couldn't play hockey on a video game.
Well, you got that one cat that was playing hockey down on the Black Ops team with the big old EGA on his arm and shit. He's like 6'5". Not the best skater, but he's getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm like, Jesus Christ, that motherfucker's big.
Anyway, he came up to one of the posts I was working one day. And he's all talking Marine this, Marine that, Marine this, Marine that. We're the oldest goddamn corps and blah, blah, blah. I said, no, you're not. He goes, yeah, we are. He goes, we were the first ones established. I was like, no, when's your birthday? He goes, November 10th. I was like, June 14th, 1775. I was like, you might have to go back to boot camp and learn again. He's like, ah, rah, rah. He's got all pissed off at me. So I said, Google it right now if you don't believe me. He's like, Googling it and stuff. I was like, dude, it doesn't matter who's older and who ain't. What is a few months older than you? Big deal. I was like, we all do the same job. We keep America great.
Right.
That's it.
That's it.
That's the only reason I joined. Because I wanted to be part of that history that kept America moving forward as the free country that we are. That's the number one reason why I joined. And I was willing to do whatever it took to keep that title. And that's why I like the Utah Warriors, because it's a bunch of guys and girls that are just the same way, the mindset.
Oh, yeah.
No, I miss that a lot. Miss it.
Every one of them is trying to do the right thing.
Yeah. And we don't join for the money.
Nope.
The retirement ain't that great either, man.
Ooh, don't tell me that.
It ain't.
I'm retiring too.
Well, you might want to go 30. Get another 10%. Yeah. But your reserves?
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, so I don't hit that number.
You don't hit it till 65.
60, whatever. I'll be dead by then, whatever. Somebody is going to get the money.
Yeah.
But I'll have my federal firefighter retirement.
So you're double dipping. Yeah. You're doing all right, though, man. I'm glad.
I think everybody is. And I think that's one of those things, you know, I think that's what we were talking about earlier is we have people that, you know, playing hockey and doing their thing, but they're also seeing that you can be successful. Yeah. You know, and then maybe you got a question. And like maybe they want to do what you do, or maybe they want to do what I do, or maybe they want to start a business. Like I know we talk about Tafoya again. His wife just started so she got her licensed practical nurse. Yeah, really smart.
LPN, I think. Yeah,
and so she can write prescriptions. She can do her whole thing. She's doing. Is
that why Matt's always seeing like unicorns?
Well, did you see? You didn't get the picture. Matt had to do a vampire facial where they poke holes in your face, which is probably the dumbest thing I've ever seen. But my wife's gonna get it done, and then they rub serum and your plasma back on your face to make you. Yeah. Anyway, you're looking the same way I did. So he sends a picture of that. I'm like, why would you do that? He's like, she needed to practice. But
that's a good man.
He's done some things.
Like, I got a friend that might do it. You might have to get him drunk.
But no, so she started this business, you know, and she's starting her practice and everything. You know, obviously, my wife's a guinea pig too. She volunteers for everything, but they're doing the right thing. So when Matt and I start talking, and like we were just talking about like taxes and understanding that kind of thing, and that's something that because of my family owning two businesses and teaching me how the system is. Then I just started rambling for about 45 minutes. He's like, you need to sit down with her. So we will sit down with her so that she gets a better understanding of like how taxes work.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, just simple things like that. But it's those little things where we each can feed off of each other. Yeah. And then with the Warriors bringing us all together, at some point in time, one of us has experienced X, Y, or Z.
Yeah, you know, definitely.
If you want to know how to get divorced and not have to pay your first wife,
ask me and Cory.
Ask me. Yeah. Because if she won't ever listen to this, but she ain't touching any of my retirements.
Me neither. And I'll tell you exactly how I did my first wife, because I've got 2 ex-wives.
Oh,
I'm on number 3. You know, number 3. Third time's a charm, baby. But my first wife, I was in Korea, and she left my house with her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And my kids, moved to Nebraska. And anyway, long story short, I sent her the divorce papers. Mm-hmm. Well, also my lawyer, who was a slick Rick, slipped the paper in there. There was a freaking waiver.
Yep.
She basically signed her rights away from my retirement. She didn't know what it was. She signed everything in that packet, and I waited till I got it back in my hands, and I looked. I'm like, I called her. I was like, hey, thanks for signing the paperwork. I appreciate that. She goes, oh yeah, no problem. I'm like, you signed your rights away from 40% of my retirement for the rest of your life,
right?
She goes, I what? I'm like, yeah, my lawyer's already got it. I was like, have a nice day. Click. I don't know, man. I don't know what I'd do if I ever got divorced and my ex-wife got any of my money from the military. I would literally probably be in jail.
Yeah.
Because I fought and I worked for that.
Right, exactly.
I get that they're your wife. I get all that, but I just don't feel, in my personal opinion, that they deserve it.
I mean, if unless you literally have a stay-at-home wife that this is how you do. But again, like you said, her boyfriend left. She left with her boyfriend. That was her choice.
Yeah, that should null and void it right then and there.
That's it. Game over. Sorry. Yeah. No.
If the military ain't gonna prosecute adultery, at least prosecute the wife for cheating on her husband. And it's not always the wife cheating either.
Right. No
it
doubt.
is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, everybody does their thing. You know, there's stupid stories, but yeah, no. Yeah, I'm gonna hold my story because it was slick. but I do inform.
We're not here to talk about divorce though. So,
but anyway. If you are and you want to join the Utah Warriors, we can talk about it.
Yeah. So, let's talk about that. How do you join the Utah Warriors?
That's a good question. So the Utah Warriors.
I know how the process went before, but now I think it's a little more streamlined.
It's fairly easy. One, you talk to a member, which is simple. You can hit us up on Facebook. We also have a, what do you want to call it, a website?
Yep.
So you can get onto the website, put your information in there. We can contact you. And again, the information is just your name, your phone number, a little brief description of who you are, and then we'll get back with you. And then we identify where you served, and then we ask for the DD-214. If you have a rated disability, we get that paperwork because that allows you into different tournaments.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's about it.
And what's the website? UtahWarriors.com?
UtahWarriors.org.
.org. Yeah. So there you go. Is there an actual email?
So UtahWarriorsHockey.com.
Or you can even contact them through Hockey Stops.
Yep. Or you could do there. Or you can come down and I'll fit you with some skates, and then we can talk about all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah, and we'll get you on the ice.
Right.
And you better be worse skater than me, and I'm not that good, so.
No, I think we do a good job. Like I said, I mean, would like to see a few guys get out there. We're trying to get something with ODL.
Yeah. I liked playing against them. They were fun.
They're a good
pretty
bunch
evenly
of people.
matched.
Yeah.
Well, the team we had out there that day, we were pretty even.
Right. And I'm trying. So I was just talking to Chad, and he's like, yeah, can we get up there? And I'm like, yeah, we could probably. Let me reach out to those guys because they always have ice consistently, and they're always looking for a little something. And I'm like, I just never, I try to always keep things separate. Like, even though I own a hockey shop and we do the Warrior stuff, I'm not going to continuously, it's just like, you guys know that. I'll say, hey, if you need, you're like, oh, I'm looking for this. Okay, hey, I can get you a good deal on it at wholesale pricing because obviously you're one of us. I'm going to make sure we're taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not who I am. Like, I want to keep those boundaries. I think it's safer.
Right.
If just like a kid, what was it? One of these boys, he goes, yeah, I'm going to electrician school. He goes, boy, you don't know how many friends you have when you go to electrician school. I go, is it as many as you have when you buy a pickup truck? He goes, my phone rings 3 times a day because friends need some help with their electric.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah. But no, you just got to keep it all separate. You're friends for a reason. Your family for a reason. We're warriors for a reason. And it's just to come together. It's not to do anything else.
And you're running your business for a reason.
Right.
To make money.
And that's it. And actually not. I run my business to make me happy.
Right, but
it's my
there's
therapy.
Also a profit that comes along with it.
I haven't seen it. I'm trying to see it. But
stop giving discounts, buddy.
When we went storefront, there was a large investment that came out of pocket, which my wife might know about, but she's not terribly happy about.
Mm-hmm.
But I also don't care. I just want to. I just want to make people happy. I want to make them understand how good hockey is for them. And then, I've had 4 of our Warriors come up there with their kids over the past week and just sit there, and we're talking and taking care of things. And I think, a couple needed to hear some things as an adult male, talking to an adult male and knowing that what they say stays with me and they can trust what I'm going to say back to them, honestly.
Good, whether it's rough to hear or good to hear.
Yeah. No, you got to be truthful.
That's the kind of friend you want, someone that can say the hard things to you.
Yeah.
And nothing even comes of it.
It's weird, the idea of I don't know how long we want to do this, but what a friend is. Like, I honestly had no idea what a friend was for a long time. Like, that was one of my weird little nuances because I lived out in the sticks, and I had a friend that we would ride she and I and both of our brothers would ride ATVs all over the place.
Right.
I figured she was a friend, but she was a girl, so there was always that boundary, that distance that you like. Yeah. But yeah, to like, I feel like a lot of associates occur, and I didn't actually know how to be friends.
Right.
Maybe they thought we were friends. I didn't know how to be a friend back. I think that's probably more of a thing.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, because I was
Yeah.
kind of the same way growing up.
It's a weird dynamic. Like so we're going to Tennessee. One of my friends that I met when I was doing I was getting into hockey, and he's a skater, and he was pretty good back in the day. And we're gonna skate together in Tennessee, and I haven't been on the ice with him since I was 18. And I called him up. I'm like, hey man, we're going to Tennessee. You're a cop. You can skate with us. We haven't, we see each other like maybe 2-3 times. But I was like, do you want to skate? And then I'm thinking, he was the best man in my first wedding. And yeah, there's a story there.
Yeah, there always is.
But yeah, he was like, yeah, and it's Memorial Weekend. But I'm like,
that's cool.
Yeah, we're going to skate together for the first time in 20 plus years.
Now you know what it's like with me and Reno.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him forever and haven't played hockey with him for over 25 years.
And then out of nowhere, you guys just hook back up and everything.
Yeah, we've always kept in touch. We just never played hockey together like that.
Okay.
I've never been on the ice with him ever.
Yeah.
Just in the parking lot. That's what kind of hockey I played growing up.
I got you.
Parking lot hockey. Checking people into cars, banging cars, trying to get the ball out.
Okay.
We had little Coke cans smashed for the goal. I mean, that's the kind of hockey I grew up playing. I didn't play organized hockey ever until I got here in Utah.
I got it.
So, and I rarely skated when I played hockey. It was always on foot.
Yeah. All that deck hockey style. Yeah, I was, you start thinking, I'm like, yeah, I remember when he showed up at the rink and he's, like, yeah, I play for Shaler hockey, and I'm like, yeah, I play for Deer Lakes, whatever, man. And we go out, we're skate guards, which is basically just a place to pick up chicks.
Right.
So, and then, trying to do what he does, and he's been skating I think, quite a lot longer than I had. But yeah,
damn, that's crazy.
And then just like the Warriors had allowed that reach to occur. We needed a supporter. We needed somebody to skate with us. Call him up. He's like, yep, I'm gonna come down. I'm like, cool.
That's cool, man.
It's gonna be weird.
It's gonna be great, dude.
Weirdly awesome. Yeah.
It's gonna be great. There's gonna be many beers drank.
Oh my god. I don't know.
You get in the hot tub and sweat it out, though.
Right. I mean, there's times that I wish we could do other things, but
yeah, it is.
Yeah, we're gonna sweat it out, no doubt. Luckily, everything's within walking distance, so yeah.
Yeah, Nashville. You ever been to Nashville?
I had not.
Really? Where are you staying?
Well, I'm staying like half a mile from the rink. Like I think I'm staying right in that general area, which I believe a lot of personnel are, because I know they got the hotels and everything.
Right.
And just to be safe. So like if I'm going to travel, it's Uber or whatever. So
What rink is it?
So it's Ford City.
It's not the Predators.
It's the Predators rink.
Oh, is it?
That's
okay,
what it says. Whether it be their practice rink or their main rink, I couldn't figure that out. But the way the complex is designed,
right?
Like there's restaurants and that, I believe it's actually their main rink.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a hotel down in Nashville called the Opryland Hotel.
Okay.
They got like a freaking walk-through atrium inside the lobby.
Okay. Gotcha.
And then on the outside, they got like restaurants and shops. It's in a freaking hotel.
Yeah, that's
amazing.
nuts.
If you ever get a chance to just walk in there and walk around, go ahead and do it.
Gotcha.
It's a cool place.
Yeah, we're going a couple days early, and I'm like, yeah, we're gonna show up and then
enjoy the humidity.
I haven't had humidity since Pennsylvania. I mean,
it's a different kind of humidity down in Tennessee, dude.
It's pretty bad. Even worse.
Yeah. You wouldn't
we were
think
moist
so.
as hell, but because we have the trees and that. But yeah,
you wouldn't think so because it's more inland than it is like up by a lake. No. It's crazy because it like just sits there.
It's the trees. The trees hold all that humidity and just sit there and melt.
It's pretty bad.
Melt. Yeah.
And believe it or not, Kansas is the same stinking way.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because all that southern Gulf wind just comes straight up into you, and then the north wind hits, and then it all creates tornadoes in there. Oh, it's terrible, dude.
That's why I don't live there.
That's why I don't live there anymore either. I was stationed there 3 different times, but
yeah, I've already told my wife. I said pack 3 times as much underwear as normal because it's so moist out there. She's like, well, why would you even wear it? I'm like, if it's either that or it goes through the pants. So.
Right.
Because I sweat.
Yeah, it is what it is. But is there anything else you want to cover about the Utah Warriors real quick?
That was a lot of information. Well,
we've talked quite a bit of information.
I don't even know what time it is.
Yeah, me neither.
A couple hours. Yeah,
it's 2:55.
The Warriors, like I said, if you want to be a part of the Warriors, hit our Facebook, hit our Google, reach out to one of our members. If you want to donate, do the same thing. If you happen to be a millionaire and you just want to buy the team, we can work something out.
We'll even wear whatever colors you want.
Yeah, you want purple and pink. I don't care.
I don't care either.
Yeah, but we won't change our logo because we're done doing that.
Yeah.
I've made that statement already. We'll wear colors, but we are not changing our logo. We're Warriors.
Yeah.
But yeah, and if you want to support us, you want to hang out, you want to, if you're into hockey, not into hockey, if you need help, that's the other side. Like, you don't have to be a Warrior to ask for help.
No.
But if you hear us, if you can hear us, if our members are out there, if you see them in a jersey, if you see something and you're in a shitty situation, male or female, ask for help. If your boyfriend's beating you up, we're going to come beat him up.
Well, we may not beat him up, but we're definitely going to drag him outside and have a talk with him.
But yeah,
if Cory's there, he's probably going to have a couple of knots on his head.
We do. We are going to Tennessee. We try to get our guys together, get them out there skating as much as possible. Again, with the COVID lifting, things are going to get exciting.
Hopefully they get a little busier with ice time and just togetherness.
Come May, we got we're going to have military night with the Grizzlies. Definitely an important one. We're going to try to get that tournament together. So just watch our Facebook pages, which is Utah Warriors Hockey. Watch our website, utahwarriorshockey.org. Watch my stuff on Hockey Stops. That's where I post. Or Cory Lingelbach. That's me. So everything that I post, I share.
Don't mispronounce that name either.
It's a huge name. Yeah.
Lingelbach.
It's historical.
I think I got it now.
It's actually a city over in Germany. I have to go see there before I die.
Yeah, you got to. That's a bucket list right there.
Yep.
You ever been to Germany at all?
I've not.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm like, I've looked up my family.
Get off your ass and do something, Cory.
I go to other places.
Yeah.
Like next month I'm going somewhere, but that is one of my things. So I looked up my family back in the day, and I'm like, who are we? Thinking we're farmers. Well, I guess all the farmers got smart, and all the kids in Germany are all professors at universities. So I don't know what trickled over to America, but
the farmers,
right? We're just
the ones that loved it.
We're doing our thing, yeah. But yeah, no, Utah Warriors. That's why we're here. And again, if anybody needs anything, reach out. There's people everywhere, and if you see anybody dressed like us, or if let's say you don't even do internet, but you heard it on YouTube or some family member did, then go to a Grizzlies game and find us. We're right up around Suite 112.
Yeah.
Yeah, just right there. Or ask the owner of the Grizzlies. He knows who we are.
Yeah. Or just walk around the stadium over there in that corner and find one of the guys in jerseys and hey,
yeah,
I heard you guys on YouTube.
Yeah. Ask a question, get an answer.
Yeah. In fact, I tell you what. Do you think there's a possibility we can get a T-shirt for someone? The first person that says, "Hey, I heard your YouTube shit."
Ooh, we could definitely get something together.
We got hats yet?
We do not have hats yet.
Maybe we'll make some hats.
Yeah, I know we got some.
Get with Alex.
We got some elections coming up, and yeah, we can get some stuff together. I know we wanted, obviously, I think the bigger side is do the T-shirts. We want to get those together because we got to get those for military night. We got a lot of things coming up. New officers being elected, nominated, all that stuff within the next 2 months. So if you're new to the area, you're in the military, we don't even care if you haven't retired and or got out yet. You can be active duty and still
we got some of those already.
Be part of our group. Yeah. We can easily relate to everybody, and we do have anything. I think our youngest kid is like 20 something, early 20s, all the way up to. Well, Don's 150, I think.
Sorry, Don. He's in his 70s,
but
I
he's
believe.
Rock hard.
Oh, he's awesome.
Don's harder than.
But even if you don't want to play hockey and still be a part of the Utah Warriors, I'm sure we could figure something out where you could be helping out with the admin stuff.
Right, exactly.
Or pushing promotions and stuff, and being at the Grizzly games with us.
Yeah, just hanging out. And then that other side, you're with a combat vet riding group, correct?
Mhm.
Harley group. We got a couple of those guys. We got, again, going back to Brian with his dog thing.
Malinois
Yeah.
Foundation.
I'm gonna write that. I'm gonna
Yeah,
tattoo
I
it.
remember one military games. I took my vest and skated it around the rink.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you remember that, but there was a bunch of them up in the corner up high, and they were all screaming and cheering.
Yes.
So
yeah, nice.
that's where
Yeah.
most of my ticket sales went that year.
Well,
I sold like 20 tickets to
hopefully
them.
they'll come back.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we just got to get out there, and again, it's that supporting each other organization that's out there, because we're not just the only one in Utah.
No.
You know, there's plenty of veteran organizations that are out there. There's plenty of people that are willing to help. You know, even if you're not a veteran, we're still willing to help you.
Definitely.
So yeah, I think that's the biggest point about who we are and what we do as an organization. We appreciate what you do here for us, giving us an opportunity to speak. Every one of our members that have come on here only say good things about it. So
Definitely.
yeah, getting the word out.
And if anybody else from the Utah Warriors that may or may not watch this episode, if you want to come on and talk, we'll talk whatever you want to talk. It doesn't have to be Warrior stuff. It could be your stuff from the military. It could be, hell, you could just come on here and talk about life. If you got a freaking charity or something you want to promote, come on, we'll talk about it. So
yeah,
I think we're going to end it there, man.
All right, brother.
Appreciate you coming out.
No doubt. Thank you, sir.
It was a good time. And that's it, folks. We'll see you later.